this the property they own, the stakes?
Yeah.
I think.
Now the community owns to where? Where's your property line?
We own lots 3 through 7, which is 3 through 7 is and half of this road, and all the way like from where the benches are. Yeah, basically from the beginning to the end of the benches.
And also, excuse me, I didn't mean to but we own that beach until he took the possession of it in sale. Don't we own the front part of here?
Yeah.
Community Association I haven't done that. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
The Community Association.
Well, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Time out. You're not a member of this organization. Leave the property, please. Leave the property. You're not a member of this organization. This is for members of the organization. Is that correct?
Here's the hard part.
You can talk to him separately on your property.
Off of our property.
Get off the property.
This is my property.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Go home. Yes, we do. Go home, girl.
Yes, we do.
I mean,
They're the ones who are banking from the pipes.
That are causing all the problems.
They have no right to use it.
None.
And that's what's causing the friction. And we
I
just
got
asked them
you.
politely.
Let's do this. Maybe if you have something you want to send to me, we can do it that way. Sure. But that way we don't create an issue because I don't want to have the police wind up down there. No,
no, you don't belong here.
Get out! Get out, woman!
You don't belong here. You're not a member. You're not a member.
Get out, or we're gonna put you out.
You want me to call the police and have you removed?
Yes, for my property.
Pat?
Do you mind just...
I want to hear what said.
Ma'am, this probably goes a lot
With
easier.
him later.
No,
This was our meeting. This was the community's meeting.
you don't belong to the community.
It won't be available to me. There's a lot of misinformation.
No, there's not. No, it's not.
No misinformation.
You're the one with the misinformation.
You're trying to drain that swamp.
You're trying to lie.
That's Trump's job.
That they have property issues.
Lead, please.
Get the police to remove it from the property.
No, why don't we?
Well, she's not moving.
I understand that.
Why don't we just try to have a reasonable?
What's going on?
Without her here.
Without her.
I understand. This woman's been a pain in our butt since she's moved, since we lived here.
But you can deal with him separately.
You can do as you choose.
You can deal with him separately.
Wait,
I would agree.
You're not a member of the community, you're not allowed on side of our property. That's pretty easy.
We need to know what she thinks.
Is there anybody here that feels any different? It's clear. No one feels about this pipe. It's about the drain. It's not about who owns what or anything. It's just about, this is a community beach. It has been since I've lived in this community well over 20 years. There's people here that have lived here well over 30 years.
that's why we live here, is because of this beach.
Right.
I
God,
paid
what the
extra
hell?
money for my house because of this beach. Hold on.
Guys, we cannot speak if you talk.
Hold on. Okay, sorry. Hold on.
The county from Memorial Day, Beach Road, we submit 101, and the health department 101 has to go.
Okay, like 101 Water Fund Road. We clear 5 weeks. Somebody said 5 weeks. It doesn't matter. They test pretty consistent.
Our water has always tested here. And the component that's lacking in DPW's project is the environmental piece. There is none. And Rick Davis, with whom we have met many times, emailed and spoken face to face, And January 15th, we had a meeting at the library with
Yes.
several board members. Miss Gannon was there. She can vouch for
She's
this.
over there. Yep.
They're right behind you, Miss Marilyn. Sorry.
I asked Mr. Davis, I said, well, what about testing the water? We're not just obstinate people. We're concerned about the quality of the water for our families. And he said, we will not be testing before the project, nor
What's
will we
McGaggan's
test
first name?
afterward.
Mrs.
Our
McGaggan.
focus is on draining
Diane.
the water.
Okay.
So
Diane.
hearing that just breaks our hearts.
So you and I had talked, and I
Yes.
said this. I think you as well. Not you.
She's
over there.
Trouble
There she is,
classes
right
again.
there. Sorry, there she is. Nobody wants to see this get worse. That's not the purpose. So to the extent that it's going to get worse, it's a problem that we
It
got to
is,
stop.
yes.
I think the question that I had for Rick and what he had told me when I asked about it after talking to you was, is the water quality going to improve? Is it going to decline, be worse, or is it going to stay the same? What's it going to look like? It sounds like their position from the county is that it's going to stay the same.
Yes, I know.
Right. You can agree with
I
that.
can agree with that. That's
All right.
what they're.
You all obviously disagree with that, so tell me why. That's
Well,
what I'd like to know.
okay, not being an engineer, however, we do have.
I'm not either, so we're on the same page. Go
We
ahead.
we have a gentleman in our community who is an engineer. And I
Is
said,
that Mr. Finley?
yes.
He met with Rick this
He
morning.
did, and I spoke to him on the phone.
Okay, what did he say?
And he told me, he said, Mr. Davis and I disagree about, first of all, the volume of water, because why in the world, hey Nick, why in the world would you do a project of this scope and expense unless it's going to efficiently remove a lot more water than is being removed now? Why would you do it?
Okay.
And along with that increased volume, you're going to have pesticides, you're going to have animal waste, you're going to have all the things that we know, you know,
It's on the road.
arise
The
with
roads.
On the road.
on the
Directly
roads
under a
and,
road.
You know,
Right.
salt during the winter. And
Oils,
right now, again,
antifreeze.
one non-engineer speaking to another
Right.
non-engineer. Right now, Mother Nature and the ground absorbs a great deal of that.
Sure.
Now, we're not saying that maybe something doesn't need to be done, but we are not convinced, and neither was Mr. Finley convinced, that increased contaminants will not come right out there. And they won't just stop at our little beach of paradise here.
going into the
They'll
river.
go to other beaches. And I mean, don't we care about the bay? Good heavens, isn't that what everyone cares about nowadays?
This is a critical area.
Money to fix it.
Well, I sure hope
Well,
so.
yeah, well,
May I ask another question?
Yeah.
On your website, you have a quote from Rick that says, I cannot say with 100% certainty that the water quality will or not be impacted, as there are many different variables that can and will impact the water. I was wondering when he said that, when he got that
I think it was from an email from him.
email.
There's
Okay.
a correspondence on the website
Okay.
you can read, and it's listed there.
It's within
Now,
there.
this morning also, and I don't pretend to remember everything, but as secretary, there's not been one meeting that I have not attended.
Sure.
So, to the very best of my recollection, Mr. Davis did not say that anyone from the county, like that there was an environmental department that would be working hand in glove with them. That was not mentioned, because he said his job was to take care of the water, to drain it.
Well, so he's from a different, just so we get all on the same factual sheet, right? He's from IMD, which is
Right.
Infrastructure Management Division. They do not deal with stormwater. That's stormwater management, so that's a different division of the county. So when he's talking about this, their purpose with doing this pipe, as I understood it from him after you and I had talked, and I said, I agree with you on the health concerns, that's a worry. He said, we don't really deal with that because we just replace pipes. I mean, that's basically what we do. We do the infrastructure. So the stormwater piece of it may be something where we need to get this over to them and say, look, Eric Michelson and your folks in water restoration, you guys look at this, because that was something, I actually saw the email Mr. Finley sent back to Rick Davis as a recap from this morning. And in there, he said something along the lines of, you know, we'd like to see some environmental aspects to this be built in, which seemed to make a lot of sense.
Well,
So maybe we need to work on
Where's
that.
Michelle? Haven't you contacted
Yeah, I
Eric?
got in touch with Eric Michelson.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And he said this was probably maybe 3 weeks ago. He said that he would reach out to Rick, talk to him, and get back to us. Never heard anything. Now, I noticed in going back through Rick Davis's emails, he had a paragraph that he had sent to one of our residents that had contacted him. He said that the environmental people. I think it was WRP, something like that. But anyway,
Water
Eric
restoration,
Michelson.
right? It's yeah.
Eric Michelson was working with us, which is not true. We never heard back from him. And that Rick Davis had offered several different measures as far as options for, water quality. And we never heard any other options. And he also said that he had the river keepers contact us to discuss some options, and that's not true. I reached out to WSA myself, had them come down and do a walkthrough. And as far as Suzanne Etchen was concerned, there are some green options available and that would be viable, but it's it's something that has to be worked out. It's a plan where you have to get funding and discuss what can be done, how it can be done, and the community will have to put in some elbow grease, and that's fine. We'll plant the grasses, we'll do all that sort of thing. But Rick Davis also told us, and I believe we were right down here with him, he said, my job is to take the path of least resistance, and that is right down here. And he said that to us while we were here on this. So, some of the things that he has said to residents that have emailed or called him has been a little misconstrued, as far as what he's doing to help us. He's not always been completely honest with us when we've asked about different things, kind of, gets a little fuzzy in the answers. So that's why we're asking you gentlemen to come down here to help us come up with a solution and something that's not going to endanger our children and our families. And again, look at the clams out there. Clams disappeared for the longest while, and just in the last few years that they've come back. How clear that water is. And what we're talking about is putting curbing in down Sillery Bay Road and putting in at least 3 outlets and having it drain right here where our kids swim. That's just not a viable option for us. Give us something else that we can work with.
This is a critical area too, so I don't understand how the county is allowing this to happen in a critical area. You can't even pull the weeds or the grass without getting a permit.
That's a good point.
That's right. So
well, we want
this
to
is
get
wrong.
Save the Bay involved in this too here soon.
I mean, is this?
We're going to get all these Bay people involved.
I mean, look at this. The most beautiful spot. Really, it's beautiful here.
You get no complaints from
Well, I understand that, but our kids swim here. I've been here 42 years, and you know what? I moved here because of this, because of this beach.
It's generational.
Once this is put in, if our fears are realized
It's too
and
late.
the water quality deteriorates, it will break our hearts. But not only that, it will impact our pocketbooks too, because we will no longer be able to, when we're selling our home, tell our realtor we have a beautiful beach.
And the contamination will spread. It won't just be here. It's gonna go.
Well, it's not just the water, it's the sand. And if the sand's contaminated and the kids are playing in the sand,
Right.
but the kids are playing in the sand and the contamination in the sand doesn't go away. The water sort of disperses in solution to pollution, dilution kind of thing. But in the sand it stays, and that's a real problem.
There's like a little wetland wooded area there that collects a lot of water. It's
Talking
sort of a
across the street
natural
over
barrier
there?
and filter. That property, I think, belongs to the property owners next door, which helps create, it provided the easement to get this project done. I'm worried that, a diversion of water from that property might make it easier for them to develop the property, and I don't think that's the goal of Anne Arundel County or the community.
Why is this project on the table?
Hurting our beach.
Too long. They need help. They do know. I think they do know.
That's the only thing we were told was that there was a
I have 3 young children. I care greatly about the environment, and I don't want to see, that go to the wayside, in favor of anyone developing anything.
Right.
So I would like assurance that that isn't going to be something that would happen.
Who's to say they won't connect this pipe with other drainage?
That's what I worry about.
Right. I've heard that.
yes, and we did ask him about that specifically. I did ask specifically about that, and he said that it was possible. That's the only thing Rick Davis would say. I said, is it possible to take this end? And it was the opposite end. Is it possible to hook something else to that? And he said yes. And that was the end, and it was kind of at the end of the meeting, so I didn't ask any further, is there plan to? But it certainly is a possibility.
Okay.
Where do all the other drains in the neighborhood go?
I'd like to bring up another issue.
Can I answer her real quick?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
then I'll come right back to you. My understanding, who asked it? Oh, Ms. McGagnon. All right. Well, I'll just say it for everybody's benefit. Apparently, you all have a private system, is what I've heard. So it's not tied into the county at all. And I guess it was built at some point when your community was built. I think somebody put it in, or maybe later it was brought back
Years
in, but
ago.
It's all private, so there's nothing county related in here, as I understand it. That's what I got.
The county shouldn't get involved now if they didn't make it go in when the development was put in.
So I think the county was out here fixing it before, though.
He's talking about on the beach.
I couldn't tell you whether the county approved it or not.
The other issue I want to bring up, and it relates somewhat to our beach association. We also have a marina over here. You're trespassing. When that marina, when we had it dredged, they put gabions in the back of the marina.
They put who?
Gabions. You know what gabions are? They're rock, square rock, full of rock.
Yeah, okay.
They put it in the back of the marina, and the county was supposed to suck all the stuff out behind the gabions that run down the road,
Right.
because it was filling in our marina. And that was about 30 years ago. They have not yet once come and drained what they were supposed to drain back there. So that's another issue I'm going to have to address the county with.
Yeah.
The county maintenance is, and there have been other, I mean, I call them sewers. I'm sure that's a very, very old school term, but we all know what I'm talking about. In our neighborhood that are supposed to be periodically cleaned, but they're not very good at doing it, and even when you call them, sometimes the response is not prompt. So, when we are told the county will maintain something, we don't have a whole lot of faith in that. And I'm not saying that they're not overextended or low budget. There may be very good reasons, but the reality of it is that's not a reassuring statement for us.
You know, and to emphasize one point about the county's neglect for this neighborhood, drive around the roads in this neighborhood and look at how bad the roads are. Look at Sillery Bay, look at the crossroads, and then drive to any other neighborhood within 5 miles, and you will not find a neighborhood that has roads as poorly maintained as ours. There are points where they collapse. There are points where they've tried to come in and do half-ass, excuse my language, half-ass patching jobs.
Friendly Road.
Prime example.
Yeah.
It's
the whole community, really.
Some of the homes, many of the homes have significant property values, and we're constantly neglected for county services. And I just don't understand why that is.
And coincidentally, because our constituents are here today, yesterday they cleaned the whole side of these roads down here with a backhoe and
they cleaned
the county. They cleaned the sides of the roads and cleared things out here just yesterday.
Sir,
by coincidence.
No, it's not coincidence. I call about every 3 months to have that cleaned.
Okay.
I'm saying I think it's very coincidental that we're coming here today and they came and did it yesterday.
That could be true.
But they do that regularly.
Okay.
If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
All right. Anybody else have points?
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
Or a point. I see Miss McGaggan. I don't know her. She has a picture with some water next to one of the benches that was up here. So this drain pipe, is this going to drain this land, or is the water, because we're at sea level? I mean, it comes from underneath. I mean, that's something for an engineer or something.
I honestly can't answer
Yeah, well,
that one.
I consulted with a couple people before, and I'm almost sure that the water comes from underneath up.
I'm good, thank
you. Not down.
It's a little of both.
Even though, well, it's a little bit of both. But so in other words, this drain pipe is not going to solve
the problem.
Some of the issues. Maybe the McGaggans may be trying to dry this property out so that it'll perk or something like that. I don't know what their plan is, and I guess there's enough bad blood work. They're not going to speak anyway. But
This is the water running down Sillery Bay Road. It does not come up from
naturally
underneath.
filters
This is
into the land.
rainwater.
Yeah. So that's my point. That all the grass and stuff on the property, water comes up underneath.
So let God take care of it.
So we're just going to be moving more water down the street anyway.
Look, when you bought the house, it was like that too.
Put all the silt from this out into the beach.
It's already
You put all
going
the
there.
silt out from that out into the
This
beach.
community has put drains in the culvert pipe in this parkland that goes.
I can't see my kids
Again.
sitting next to a pipe. I just can't. I just don't want to. No. I'm sorry. I just can't. Why do my kids have to take a risk? Because other people want to drain their property.
Right, exactly.
Why do my kids have to take the risk?
Yeah, you're concentrating that water right down.
You're right.
It's not
To make
As a mom, I can't put
right
them.
to
I
make
can't do
somebody's
that.
property more work.
Right.
Go through your property line and put it out in front of your house.
That's what she's trying to do.
What's that?
She wants that swampland to burn.
Of course, we know that.
That's what she's trying to do.
And it's just, it just, say, we're not
Well, my house is getting worth less.
for it, it's the location that we are absolutely,
I want to add something because mosquito squad comes down and sprays the neighborhood.
So does Amarillo County.
So they throw in a freebie for us and they do the recreation area. You know, they can't spray within 25 feet of the water. Right. For mosquitoes. They can't spray within
All of
25
those
feet.
pesticides now will.
So, I
No,
mean,
but that's
No, but there's a company that has great respect.
right, exactly, yeah.
that hurt.
exactly.
Anybody else?
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
We live up here on Sillery Bay, right across from Friendly Court. And all the water from Friendly Court comes out and across the street, runs down the side of my house and out back of into that drain that's back there. I called the county and brought them there and showed them how much my backyard's being washed away over this drainage system. Not only that, but it's running across the front of my house. When you go by there, look at my driveway. It's always mud there that comes from, they won't do nothing about it. And the guy just said, look, we got other stuff going on down the street, so you're not getting anything. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But
So what I'll do is, you can give me your address.
yeah, 184.
You want to give it to me now? You can.
Yeah.
184 Sillery Bay Road. You're more than welcome to come look anytime you want. But that whole court drains in my property. So if anybody needs drains, I need them.
You need them.
But sir, you should walk Sillery Bay. You should walk from here
Yeah,
all
I
the
have.
way
I
out.
walked this whole community when I knocked it, and I grew up coming down here because my aunt and my uncle
Well, I
live
mean,
on
now,
Falcon
look at it.
Drive,
Well, that's
so
fine 20 years ago, but today the roads are a mess.
So you've been here as a guest of your Aunt and Uncle?
Just so you know, I've lived my whole life in this community.
All right.
In Pasadena,
Yeah.
my parents live over.
We're doing a
on the water.
fundraiser for everybody. Required for this because it's
I
so
saw the
like the
GoFundMe. I saw it. Nope. So I'm not unfamiliar with where I'm at.
So what's the next
So,
step then? What's the next step? What's to stop them from just building the pipe? What do we do next?
Well, number one, they know that the community's not very happy about it.
But they've known.
Pretty
They've
apparent.
known that,
You've
and
known
we
that.
had,
We
we
voted
said
in,
no,
what,
and
2017?
now they said they have their easement, and it doesn't matter what we say, they don't need our.
Yeah, I mean, what is
permission.
it?
That's what we've been told, they don't need our permission, they don't need